Hello and welcome back to Retired Happy again. This is Carolyn, your retired happy friend from Mississippi. And today we're going to fix the cauliflower casserole. I showed that on my video fixing the fresh vegetables from the produce stand, and we're going to I'm going to show you the recipe and how to do the cauliflower casserole. I really didn't start eating cauliflower until just real recently, maybe in the last year when Maisie started liking it, and I took that for her treat when she went to obedience training school. So while the other dogs were getting hot dog bites and chewed up chicken, Maisie was getting cauliflower bites. So I'm also going to show you the crocheted granny square coasters. They're quick, simple, easy, and so much fun. So these are the little granny square coasters. They're so easy to do, and they make wonderful gifts. So this is the 4 coasters that I made, and I'll show you how to do that step by step. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy making it. So my thankful for today is thankful for the sunshine today. We've had several days just of rain, and gloomy, cloudy weather. So today the sun is out, but I am also thankful for the rain because it's made everything so green and helped the vegetables all growing. And I'm going to be wanting to go to the produce stand all summer long getting fresh vegetables. And I have a little tomato plant in my backyard. I'll show you my little garden, and my tomatoes are growing, and they like the rain. So we have to have the rain and the sunshine together. So my good word for today is lean not on your own understanding, but trust in the Lord. And so that's what I'm doing right now while I'm waiting on a decision, and not leaning on my own understanding, but trusting in the Lord to work things out. Because when we try to work things out ourselves and do it our way, it doesn't work out as good. So the Lord knows best if we'll just be patient and wait and not lean on our own understanding. So thank you so much for every one of you who have tuned in, who have commented, who watch my videos. When I started this, I didn't think there would be anybody out there interested in anything I had to share or contribute. So I'm so grateful for every one of you. And I thank you for all the comments and the comments on the comments. We are, feel like really building a community, and I look forward to hearing from every one of you and hear what you're going through in your retirement on this journey that we are all on. So it changes day by day and year by year, so nothing stays the same very long. So thank you, and please like, subscribe, and share your comments. And that helps me to know that what I'm sharing is of interest to somebody out there. And if you have any suggestions on things you like, I have had some questions asked, and I have had some things requested. I had one request to show how I cook okra. So I will later on this summer when okra starts coming in locally and it gets a little bit lower in price and more plentiful, I will show you how I fry the okra. And it is a real good southern treat. And so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's walk through how to make cauliflower casserole and how to crochet these cute, quick, easy little granny square coasters. So thank you again. Maisie and I both appreciate everything that you send in to us. I want to share the roses. My next door neighbor has these beautiful roses in her garden, and she gave them to me and shared her roses, and they smell wonderful. And look at those 2 little buds on the back still yet to bloom. So I'm thankful for neighbors who share and neighbors who care enough to share with each other things that they will enjoy also. So thank you. To make the cauliflower casserole, I'm going to chop not quite half a head of cauliflower. So this is the one I got at the grocery store last month. And Maisie has been eating off of it on the side. So I'm going to make a cauliflower casserole with some of it. I have a little bit less than half of a cauliflower head. So I'm going to cut that into flowerets. In the meantime, I have my boiler of water on the stove burner, and I have it on high so it can start boiling. And when it starts boiling, I'm going to put the pieces of cauliflower flowerets and let it boil just until the cauliflower gets soft, and then put the soft cauliflower in a casserole dish. And while that sets and cools, I'm going to run out to the produce market. And this is good just to eat raw. It's no wonder Maisie loves it so much. The water's boiling, so we're going to put the cauliflower flowerets in and let it start boiling just until it gets tender. We don't want the cauliflower mushy. Okay, the cauliflower is tender, and I ended up only boiling it for 3 minutes. So it didn't take very long at all, because I don't want it mushy. So I'm going to drain it and go ahead and put it in my casserole dish. Okay, I have 3 beaten eggs, and I just put it in the boiler that I cooked the cauliflower in to save a mixing bowl. So 3 beaten eggs, a half cup milk, 4 tablespoons butter, a sprinkle of salt, some pepper, some celery seed, a half cup grated cheddar cheese, some Parmesan cheese. This is the Pecorino Romano cheese, and I did chop up a little bit of onion and put in it. So now I'm going to pour that over the cauliflower. Now I'm going to get, this is the cauliflower casserole that I had in earlier. So we're going to get some of it and try it. First time I've tried that cauliflower casserole, so I will let you know how it turns out. Okay, now the only other thing I need is a piece of cornbread. I'm going to put some butter in it. I already have my tomato slice and my onion slice, so I'm going to butter my cornbread and go to the table. Well, let's take a taste and see how everything is. This is going to be cauliflower's good. Very, very good lunch. I'm glad you went with me to the produce market. I'm glad you had lunch with me today. And if you haven't tried some of these southern dishes, I hope you'll try it, because there's nothing like southern vegetables in the summertime. Today, the crochet project is going to be a cotton coaster, and this is the granny square pattern that we're going to use. This is made out of I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's Crafter's Secret cotton, and it's more like a twine than a yarn. So this is what this coaster is made out of. And I've made several other things from Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton, but this is Crafter's Secret cotton, and it unravels very easily. But this is the little coaster pattern, and it's a very simple, basic, easy granny square. So I make these in sets of 4. Now this is made out of acrylic. It's the same pattern, but it's made out of acrylic, and I just use different color yarn. And this is another one made out of different color yarn. So you can do these where it would look like a sunflower, or you can do Christmas where it would be red, white, and green. You could do it for 4th of July with red, white, blue. You can do it for fall in the fall colors. Or this one would be really pretty made out of the variegated I love this cotton. So to get started, I'm going to make the magic circle. So I just wrap the yarn around my fingers, bring the loop up, hold that loop, get my yarn like usual, make a chain and a chain. Now the whole pattern is going to be worked in half double crochet. So now that I have my 2 chain in the magic circle, I'm going to start making my half double crochet. So I'm going to make 1, 2, and I like the half double crochet better than the double crochet because it's not quite as big. Now I'm going to pull my magic ring down a little bit. Now chain 1. So we're going to make sets of 3 stitches. So now half yarn over, into the ring, pull your yarn up, and then pull the yarn through all 3 loops on your hook. And I am using a Susan Bates 5.5 milliliter metal hook. I really like the Susan Bates because it has a really good hook on it that really is, it makes it easier to capture the yarn. So yarn over, into the ring, pull the yarn up, yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook. So that's 2, we need 1 more, yarn over, through, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. So that's another set of 3, chain 1, and 3 more half double crochets. So that's going to make our granny square. All the way through the pattern is sets of 3 half double crochet. Got to pull my ring back down a little bit more. So that's 1, 2, 3 sets, chain 1, now 3 more half double crochet, 1, 2, 3. And the cotton yarn does not stretch like the acrylic does. So it's, if you have a tight tension, you might have to loosen up because you don't want a real tight tension. Now we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of half double crochet. We chain 1, go into the very first beginning top of the chain stitch and put the yarn in, pull your yarn through, and make a slip stitch. So now we have joined the circle all the way around, and I'm going to pull the center of it down just a little bit more. Now at this point you want to chain 2 and turn your work, go into that chain space and make 2 more half double crochet. So 1, 2, and the chain stitches count as your first half double crochet. So there's the 3. Now in that same stitch we're going to chain 1 and make another set of 3 half double crochet, and this is going to make our corner for the next row. So 1, 2, 3. And I really like the cotton yarn better than the acrylic for making coasters because it absorbs the moisture a lot better and doesn't just sit there and get soggy. So that's the first corner on row 2. Now we're going to go to the next chain 1 space, and in the next chain 1 space, grab your yarn, go in, we're going to make another set of 3 half double crochet, chain 1, and another set of 3 half double crochet. Y'all, it has been raining here all day long. This is still Saturday, and the rain started early in the morning. I heard it during the night, and it has just been cloudy and gloomy. That's why we cooked the vegetables. I went to the produce market, got fresh vegetables, and I was going to go into my sewing machine and start on some quilted hearts. But it was just too dark. I didn't have enough light, even with my sewing lights on. It was just too dark and gloomy. So I'll do that another day. Okay, now we're going to the next chain 1 space and make another set of 3 half double crochet. Chain 1 and another set of 3 half double crochet. And this makes it a little more dense than the double crochet, but not quite as dense as a single crochet. So I do like the half double. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 corners. Now we're going to go to the next chain 1 space in row 1 and do the same thing. We're going to make a set of 3 half double crochet. Chain 1, and I'll go really slow in case you are a beginner and don't know the stitches, and I'm sorry, I should have done this on the first row. But go under, yarn over, into the space, get the yarn, pull it through. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. So the next time you yarn over, pull the yarn through all 3 loops. Yarn over, into the stitch, get the yarn, pull it through all 3 loops. When I was teaching one of my neighbors how to crochet, it was hard for her to understand the basic stitches, so I just would tell her reach up, reach under, grab the yarn, go in the stitch, reach up, grab the yarn, pull it up, grab the yarn, and this time you go under and pull it all the way through. Because it really is kind of tricky to figure out whether you go under or over or how you get it. Okay, so we did that's the last set of 3 half double crochet in the corner. So we're now back to where we started. We're going to go into the top of the first chain stitch under both of those top loops into the top. Grab the yarn, pull it through the stitch, pull it through the loop on your hook, and join. That's a slip stitch. So now we have 2 rows already. This really goes fast. It's a really quick, easy, fast little project. So in no time you can have a set of 4 coasters, and it just takes time, but I like to do this when I'm sitting down watching the news or watching YouTube channels or on a rainy day like today. Okay, I made chain 2. I'm going to turn, go into that space, and make 2 more half double crochet. Get the yarn in the space, grab the yarn, and through. Now that's the set of 3 stitches because the chain counts as the first stitch, second stitch, third stitch. Now we're going in the chain 1 space in the corner and make another corner. So this will be a set of 3 half double crochet, chain 1, 3 half double crochet. And that's the pattern all the way around. 2, 3, chain 1, and 3 more half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And since this hook is a little bit bigger, it works fast, but it's not too loose. Okay, we're through with the corner. Now we're going to the next space. It's not a chain space, but it's just the space between the sets of half double crochet. So we're going into this space, not into the stitch, but into the space. Grab your yarn, go in the space, and we're going to do another set of 3 half double crochet. 1, go into the space, 2, into the space, 3. None of these stitches that we're doing, except the joining slip stitch, is done in the stitch itself. All the stitches are done in the spaces. So that was the set of 3. Now we're going to the corner. We're going into the chain 1 space in the very corner and do another corner. So this will be a set of 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, another set of 3. 1, 2, 3. And I like these little quick projects because my hands are beginning to get a little bit sore and arthritic, so these little projects don't take a lot of work. Now we're going into the space. It's not a chain space, but the space between the 2 groups of half double crochet. And we're going to work 3 more stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, going into the corner, into the chain 1 space in the corner, and do a set of 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and another set of 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you could do these, this one is ivory, you could do it in gray, taupe, whatever your decorating colors are, or your basic color. It's very, very versatile. And like I said, it would be really pretty to make the 4th of July ones, or Christmas, or fall. You can do baby colors, boy colors, girl colors. And really, it's pretty to make the flower design. So, you know, use your imagination. I love this one with the yellow center. And this one's a little bit bigger. It's bigger than what this pattern is. This one is just the right size for a glass, or a glass of tea, or a coffee cup. And Hobby Lobby does have a good selection of cotton yarn. So they have solid colors, variegated, pastels, pretty much any color you would want. All right, we're at the corner. I went in the chain 1 space. I did the 3 half double crochet. Now we're going to do chain 1 and 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And now we're not going to do a chain. We're not in the corner. The corner is the only place we do a chain one. So we're going to go in the very top of that first chain that we did on that row, go under the top 2 strands of yarn, get your yarn, pull it through the stitch, through the loop on your hook, and make your slip stitch. And there we finished that row. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to start row 4. We're going to chain 2, turn, and in that space we're going to do 2 more half double crochet to make our set of 3. So see how quick and easy and fun this little project is? And now we're going in the chain 1 space in the corner. And if you want to make your granny square bigger, you just keep adding more rows to it and keep going around till you get it the size you want it. I have made granny square blankets. I made my granddaughter, she asked for a granny square purse that she had seen on Pinterest. So I looked at it and chain 1, I'm in the corner. So I made a set of 3, chain 1, now another set of 3 because I'm working a corner. So I looked at the colors that she wanted and got the yarn and had to look up the directions on how to join the granny squares to make her purse, and then went to Joann's and got some fabric to line it so whatever she put in her purse wouldn't fall through the crochet stitches. So granny squares are very, very versatile. All right, we're doing in the space now. Each row has an increase of 1 on the spaces, not a corner chain 1 space, but the spaces between your sets of half double crochet. So as your work grows and gets bigger, you'll have an increase of 1 on your spaces. So now we're back to a corner, and we're going in the corner chain 1 space and make a set of 3. And if you get to a corner, which has happened to me before, I would get to the corner and forget to make a corner and forget to make the chain 1 and then another set of half double crochet, and then I get around and I say, oh, this doesn't look quite right, it's not a square. Well, crochet is very easy to unravel. You just frog it, just pull it out, roll it up, back up on your ball, and start again. So it's really hard to make any kind of mistakes that you can't fix. Okay, now we're going to the space between the half double crochets. We have our corner made. And this gets to be very repetitive, where you're doing the same thing. You just have to watch and be sure you're in the right space or in a corner. But you can even do this and have a conversation with somebody, as long as you just are mindful of where your corners are and where your spaces are. When we had our crochet group at where I lived before I moved here, it was a retirement community, and we had a crochet group, and one of the ladies' granddaughters came and visited us pretty often, and she told her grandmother, said she wanted to crochet like those ladies do. They just sit there and talk and just do this. So to her, it looked like it was really, really easy, like we were just sitting there talking, and just somehow magically the hook and the yarn did what it was supposed to. But You do have to kind of pay attention and count. That's one thing that keeps the joints active. They told us that crocheting and knitting is very good to keep your joints mobile in your hands. It also helps to keep your mind stimulated and attentive to a project. And it also keeps you alert and active on participating in something, creating something, and counting and producing something rather than just not doing anything. Puzzles are also good for that. Okay, I just went into the last corner on this row. I went into the chain 1 corner space to do my set of 3 half double crochet. So if any of you like Scrabble or the word crossword puzzles, those are very, very good to keep your mind alert and active. And they say the more things we learn and the more things we do, it helps to stave off dementia and helping us to keep our mind alert and active. Okay, I just finished a corner. I'm going into the last space on this row to do a set of 3 half double crochet. So I have 1, 2, 3 in that space. Now I'm going to join to the beginning chain stitch in that row, get the yarn, pull it through the stitch, pull it through the loop, and now we're ready to start. This will be the last row. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to make it 5 rows like this one is. So we're starting the last row. So chain 2, turn your work, go into that space and make 2 half double crochet. My yarn is trying to kind of split and unravel right there, so that is one thing you have to kind of watch, that you don't let the yarn split and go into the yarn when you're working it. But that's okay, it's not hard to do as long as you just are mindful of it and realize that is normal. Okay, I have my chain 2 half double crochet, so that's my set of 3. Going into the next space and do another set of half double crochet. I mean, and this is something, a skill that you can teach to your grandchildren or your neighbor. And these are really easy to do. If you have a doctor's appointment or you're in the car riding, going somewhere, you can stick your yarn in your little yarn bag and your hook and your scissors and take it with you, and you can have something to do to entertain yourself or to help pass the time when you're sitting in the doctor's office waiting to be seen, or wherever you need to go that you need something besides your cell phone to play with and to have to do. And it makes a great pastime when you're in the car traveling. And these are small, so it's easy to carry to work on. You don't have a big project. And in the length of time we've been sitting here and just kind of talking and passing the time, I almost have my coaster finished. So it's just kind of repetitive, the same pattern, and when you get the hang of, and most of you I think are experienced crocheters. If any of you are beginner crocheters and you want to learn how, if I'm doing it too fast and you want me to slow down, or you need a little bit closer instruction, there are many beginner crochet tutorials on Pinterest or on Facebook. Ophelia Talks is one of them. She's one I watch, and if you go back to some of her very beginning tutorials when she started years ago, she does very good beginner tutorials. And I have found that a lot of people hold their yarn different ways. I have always woven my yarn through my fingers, and that helps me to hold it and have a tension, but I've seen some who crochet with it like that. I never could do that, so, or I don't know. I've just seen so many different ways that people hold their yarn that I've tried it, but I can't get the tension and hold it. So this is the way I learned when I was beginning, and it's the only way that I can control the tension of how loose or how tight my yarn is coming through. And occasionally I have to kind of stop and regroup and get another grip on the yarn. So, but I've been really impressed on YouTube and on Pinterest at the number of young women who are interested in crochet and sewing and quilting and handworks. And that's very, very encouraging and inspiring to me that there are so many young ladies, like my granddaughters, are interested, but we're never together long enough for me to teach them or to show them a project. Okay, this is my last corner. So I have my first set of 3 half double, chain 1, and another set of 3 half double. And we're almost to the beginning, and we'll be done with the first coaster. Okay, this is the last space. So the last set of 3. And I really like starting my project off with the magic ring and doing my, starting my stitches in the magic ring. I like doing it that way. Now I'm back to the beginning, so I'm going to put my yarn under those top 2 strands of yarn. Get the yarn, pull it under this or through the stitch, through the loop. And when I'm finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and get one more yarn, pull it through that loop, and then pull the loop down snug. And there we go. So now I'm going to take my scissors and cut the yarn. I'm going to pull a pretty good end up and then pull the main yarn out. I'll get my tapestry needle, thread it, weave that end in, and I'm only going to pull this center circle in about that much. If I pull it in too much, it's going to make the center too puffed up. So there we go. Isn't that cute? And your imagination only limits you. Now we have the coaster finished, so I'm going to take my my yarn needle and thread the yarn into, I love these needles, they have such big eyes. It's usually easy to get the yarn through. Okay, there we go. Got it the first try. All right, so when I'm sewing it in, I like to take the yarn so it's coming out from that direction, and I don't want to close that hole up, because if I do, it makes it squinch up like that and makes it wrinkled. So I need to have it open a little bit so it will lay flat and look nice. So it's coming out in that direction. So I like to go back, go under a stitch, and then go back in the opposite direction to stabilize that yarn. Then I do the same thing on this side. It's coming out there, so I'll go under a yarn on this side and go back in the opposite direction, and that is plenty. That will have it stabilized where that yarn is not going anywhere. So now we're going to cut that off. And take the top yarn and going to thread it in the needle. I try to flatten that yarn down so it will go right through the eye of the needle. So I got all of it but one strand. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take the yarn. I think it will lie flat going this way. So I'll take the needle, go down in through the yarn, pull that knot down where it's going to be flat because I don't want it to bump up, and then go back in the opposite direction and now take go back over, catch another yarn and go back in the opposite direction again, and keep going under enough of the yarn that the end of the yarn is going to stay put. And there we go, we are through. Okay, so then I'll take the coaster in the kitchen and I'll end it with just a picture of how cute it looks as a coaster with a coffee cup or a glass of tea. So there are two. So I'm going to make a set of 4 of these, and then when I get ready to gift them to somebody, what I will do to gift it, I'm going to cut a square of cardboard and put them on the square of cardboard to give them some body and shape, and then take some ribbon and tie around it and tie a bow on the top of it, and they'll be ready for gifting. So there we go. Aren't those cute? I just love these little granny square coasters. I have found the perfect thing to keep all of my yarn needles and my stitch markers. This is an old medicine bottle, an old pill bottle, and I can put all of my needles in there, put the top on it, and they're easy to find and they don't get lost, and they're right there when I need them. Otherwise, I found I was looking through every pincushion in the house to try to find my yarn needles because I didn't want them mixed up with my regular sewing needles. So these are my embroidery needles and my yarn needles. So I love this, and it just sticks right down in my little yarn basket. Now doesn't that look cute with my cup on it? And I also use them just on my end table. So out in my backyard, this is my tomato plant. I'm going to have to get a little bit taller stake for it. But my little tomatoes down there are just doing really, really well. And then I have some other blooms. So hopefully this will be a good constant summer supply of tomatoes. Basil's doing great. The rosemary comes back every year. And my little row of green beans are doing good. Butterfly bush is blooming. A little fuchsia fuchsia plant is doing good. And of course I love my greens. These are I really can't mess up. You've got to really work hard to mess up those plants. They are easy growers. Come on, Maisie. Let's go walk. Oh, it's almost getting dark. New flowers planted. More pretty flowers. Everything is really looking pretty. Come on, Maisie. Let's get out of the flowers.